Welcome to the NTN Nightly. I'm Lucia Charles. This edition's top stories. More than 1,000 individuals have lost their lives due to the novel coronavirus. The Council for Trade and Economic Development focuses its attention on the services sector. The Ministry of Youth Development and Sports gears up to host its National Sports Awards. All that plus the NTN Nouvelle en Creole. More than 1,000 individuals have lost their lives to the novel coronavirus, now referred to as COVID-19. As of February 12, 2020, the World Health Organization, the WHO, reported that China had a total of 45,171 confirmed cases of the virus. There are now 441 confirmed cases in 24 countries, which include Thailand, 33, Japan, 28, the Republic of Korea, 28, Vietnam, 15, Singapore, 47, Australia, 15, Malaysia, 18, Cambodia, 1, the Philippines, 3, Nepal, 1, Sri Lanka, 1, India, 3, United States of America, 13, Canada, 7, France, 11, Finland, 1, Germany, 16, Italy, 3, the Russian Federation, 2, the United Kingdom, 8, Belgium, 1, Spain, 2, Sweden, 1, and the United Arab Emirates, 8. The cases on an international conveyance, that is, the cruise liner in Japan, is 175. Locally, the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sharon Belma-George, gave an update on the situation here.
There are no coronavirus cases in St. Lucia or the Caribbean region. On February 11, 2020, the Department of Health and Wellness reported that a non-national who arrived in St. Lucia via private yacht from a neighboring country was placed on medical quarantine at a health facility as he had visited a healthcare institution with respiratory symptoms and had recent travel history to mainland China. A sample was taken from the patient and was sent to the Caribbean Public Health Agency, which is our reference lab for testing. On February 12, 2020, the Department of Health and Wellness received the test results of the non-national quarantine, and the patient has tested negative for the novel coronavirus. This experience has served as a simulation exercise to test our level of preparedness. The Department of Health and Wellness reassures the public of its commitment to strengthen its preparedness plan and ensure that all of the necessary protocols and guidelines are followed to reduce the possible impact of coronavirus on our population. The Department of Health will continue to work closely with its stakeholders and regional agencies to manage the threat of the coronavirus.
In the interim, the public is asked to continue practicing the standard recommendations to prevent the spread of infection. These include regular hand washing with soap and water or alcohol-based hand sanitizer where soap and water is not available, covering the mouth and nose with disposable tissues or clothing when coughing and sneezing. Avoid close contact with anyone showing symptoms of respiratory illness such as coughing and sneezing. Seek medical attention and share your travel history with your healthcare provider if you have symptoms suggestive of respiratory illness either during or after travel. The Department of Health and Wellness will continue working with stakeholders to strengthen its level of preparedness. As the Caribbean community works to facilitate trade and industry expansion in member states, attention is being placed on the services sector. We hear more from the CARICOM News Times to Sankin English Francis.
A regional services project steering committee has been coordinating the preparation of a draft regional strategic plan and implementation plan for the professional services. Priority attention has been given to 7 subsectors, including financial services, ICT services, professional services, cultural, entertainment and sporting services, health and wellness services, education services, and tourism services. Work has also been done on identifying core elements of the draft regional strategic plan, including legislative framework, financing requirements, incentives, human resource requirements, technological needs, constraints, and cross-sectoral linkages. A special ministerial meeting of the Council for Trade and Economic Development and Services was convened in Georgetown, Guyana on Friday the 31st of January to consider the draft regional strategic plan and implementation plans for those priority subsectors. The ministers also considered the draft framework and action plan for the single registration of professionals in CARICOM member states. They also received an update on the preparation of a harmonized professionals bill.
The court had considered services. This was a very special meeting focused especially on a draft strategic plan and an implementation plan for services for the entire region. This is extremely important because most of our economies derive their GDP from services. In fact, all of our economies get in excess of 50% of their GDP from services. Therefore, it is important, and it's important for the future. And so CARICOM was mandated to look at a draft strategic plan, and they presented a number of documents to us today. Under consideration was the analysis of the current performance of services in the region. We also looked at a SWOT analysis that helped to identify where our strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats are, and therefore this will help to inform how we drive forward our plan in relation to services. And then we took the time then to take a look at 7 sectors that we develop strategic plans for each of them. These included things like professional services, we looked at ICT, sports, entertainment and culture, we looked at health, we looked at tourism, and these things are the things that we have an advantage in.
The Division of Human Services is building its capacity in assessment skills and using assessment tools. A 2-day training exercise was held here.
The Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Empowerment and Local Government hosted an internal assessment training program with the objective of improving on the report writing and interviewing skills of the field staff, which include social workers and interns. The 2-day training exercise was facilitated by Beverly Ann Poyot, the Acting Director of the Division of Human Services.
The reason that I decided to do this training with the staff is because on a daily basis, we do report writing for the courts, both the Magistrates Court and the High Court. We also produce reports for adoption and foster care, and also for regional and international agencies. Therefore, it's very important that the reports that we produce are of a particular standard. The assessment in the report is a critical part because that is the part of the report that really summarizes everything that you have seen through your interviews, through your home visits, and all of the other investigations that are done. So that is what we are looking at, the use of the proper writing of assessments and the use of assessment tools in order to get us to be able to do those assessments in a very professional manner.
Poyot noted that the training has been very well received by the participants.
The individuals are very participatory, they're very enthused, and they've actually shared some of their work, some of the reports that they've written, some of the assessments that they've done, so we can critique it. So it's not just about learning, but we also critiquing so that we can get better as time goes by.
Nyla James, a family case worker at the Division of Human Services, stated that the training reinforced the importance of remaining factual when doing the assessments.
Something that it's easy to do is to put your opinions and your feelings into when working with the clients or when you're doing our assessments. So what it reminded us of is that you don't have to use your feelings or what you think. You have to make sure that you have hardcore facts. You could back up what you're saying so that our information is not questioned, whether it's by the police or by the lawyers. So it reminded us to not use our opinions and make sure that everything that we're using is facts, and we have facts to back it up.
The 2-day training program took place from Wednesday the 12th of February to Thursday the 13th of February 2020 at the Division of Human Services office. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
And this is the NTN Nightly. We'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, my G. Yeah. The road clear, my G. Do road.
I don't feel now is the right side.
Are you mean by the road clear, my G? Do road, 120. Yeah, man, that's how we do it, like real boss. Boy. You see that? Watch it!
Don't fall victim to peer pressure when driving. Your life and the lives of others are your responsibility. Drive safe. Arrive alive.
Welcome back. The longest running award show in St. Lucia, the National Sports Awards, takes place on Saturday, February 15, 2020. The awards ceremony seeks to recognize the best of St. Lucia's athletes throughout the year. Director of Sports Patrick Mathre spoke about the upcoming event on the NTN program In Focus on Thursday.
We have seen a lot of changes in National Sports Awards, especially in the last few years, maybe last 3 or 4 years, where the ceremony was actually 2 ceremonies in one, where you was to honor the national athletes from individual associations. So we recognize those, and then afterwards you would have the most prestigious awards. What we have done is to change the focus slightly to make the emphasis about the prestigious awards. Sportswoman, sportsman, junior sportswoman, association of the year, and so on. And so we encourage, first of all, because when you take away ones from you need to give back something. And so we encourage associations to have their own individual awards, where there are other awards that they could look at. Some of them are persons within the communities that they could recognize on their own. So we encourage them to do so, and we do contribute towards that. But for the prestigious aspect of it, and as we tweak it more and more every year, we want to see it as that black tie event.
The awards ceremony serves to inspire athletes to achieve their greatest potential.
There is a panel of judges who would look at the criteria and will come up with who the prestigious awards are. Now, over the years, we've it has boiled down. For example, you have a Laverne and a Laverne and a Laverne, and person say, oh, they're getting tired of the Laverne, but she performs. And I am saying the burden is now on the rest of the athlete to come out to perform, because you need to have your 10 seconds of fame. Is it 10 or 5 seconds of fame? And you need to be in the spotlight, so you need to perform. So it's based on the criteria, but it's a largely performance-based criteria. So once you perform, and especially if the further you go in terms of sports at the regional and international level, then more likely are your chances that you would gain that prestigious awards. And this is what we're aiming to do as a ministry, and that is why we are working with the associations in terms of their own development and their own programming to ensure that we are world-class athletes. So when sports awards comes around, the entire public will be guessing, oh, who would be that individual.
And that was Director of Sports Patrick Mathre. As the nation gears up for Independence 41, the Royal St. Lucia Turf Club is gearing up for the second racing event held at the Vieux track. Reeling off of the success of the inaugural Peters Cup on December 13, 2019, the Royal St. Lucia Turf Club will host the Independence Day race celebration. The RSLTC also gave insights on plans for the development of the club, which forms part of the Pearl of the Caribbean project.
The Royal St. Lucia Turf Club is gearing up to host the inaugural race of the new year. With the annual calendar bursting at the seams with horse racing events, the club promises to celebrate the very best virtues of St. Lucia with a week of activities leading up to Independence Day. The first race day of the year 2020 is set for Sunday, February 16th. The event forms part of St. Lucia's 41st anniversary of independence calendar.
And we're going to start with a bang. We're going to start with a bang on the 16th of February here on a Sunday here. We're going to launch our first race day for the year, and it is going to focus on Independence Day. Of course, a massive event in its own right. We want to launch a week long of celebration here for the country, celebrating what this nation is all about.
In light of Independence 41 celebrations, the Royal St. Lucia Turf Club has had to dispel rumors surrounding the recruitment of foreign nationals during a global health crisis. Executive Director of the Royal St. Lucia Turf Club, Eden Harrington, says the claims are categorically baseless. He says there exists no cause for concern when it comes to the Royal St. Lucia Turf Club's adherence to St. Lucia's health and safety protocols.
All of our staff have followed very, very strict protocols to come to St. Lucia. They've followed both the protocols that these respective countries have put in place, as well as the protocols that our company has put in place. I can assure all St Lucians that our staff are healthy, that there is no outbreak of coronavirus, and certainly in terms of the suggestion that we're trying to bring Chinese staff in or staff in from mainland China to that end, that's quite simply not the case.
Jamina Conchon is an employee of the Royal St Lucia Turf Club. Within her key role as events manager, Jamina has had first-hand experience in interacting with locals and visitors alike on behalf of the company. Jamina's staff contingent includes workers from Malaysia, Singapore, China, and the United Kingdom. However, the majority of the staff base comprises local employees.
We have to ensure that we try to keep the talent that we have in the south. We do have a lot of opportunities in St. Lucia, however, most of it is based in the north of the island. My entire life, my past, my history of working employment in St. Lucia has been in the north of the island. So when this opportunity came, it was really, really exciting. I finally had the opportunity to show my talent in the south of the island. So this development from DSH is something that we should really encourage.
The Royal St. Lucia Turf Club Executive Director says the intention is to strengthen human resource capacity by providing training to existing staff who will eventually assume the roles established by expatriates.
Rolling forward, we will have St Lucians working as officials. We will have St Lucians in time working as veterinarians, as farriers. We will have St Lucians running this operation. That's very much the intention. The first step, as this is a new industry, is we've put in place people with key levels of expertise, and that's so that we can run mentoring processes here.
The Executive Director encourages members of the public to anticipate an exciting season set to firmly place St. Lucia as the premier horse racing destination.
This is going to be a very, very exciting year. 2020 is a big year, not just for the Royal St Lucia Turf Club, but for the Pearl of the Caribbean as a whole. The Turf Club, I've already mentioned here, we have a number of initiatives that are in play, and we believe that before this year is out, that a number of the key building blocks that will grow this industry, that is going to be so important, not just to job creation and to supporting local industry, but that is essentially another face, that is a promotional arm for the country, will roll out before 2020 is done.
The Independence Day race celebration will commence at 10:30 on Sunday, the 16th of February. For the Government Information Service, I am Rojvaro Lawrence reporting.
And do stay with the NTN Nightly. Up next is Primus Hutchinson with the NTN Nouvelle en Creole.
La main propre, c'est chemin bonne santé. Il est absolument nécessaire pour laver la main si vous voulez une bonne santé. Quand même, si vous prenez glossitaine, ou ça fait ces bagailles ça là. Écoutez, lavez la main souvent et puis l'eau nette avec savon, après condition qui a 6 mains vermine. Par exemple, on pour laver la main après vous changer d'arrière-part, servir très vite. Occuper les gens qui sont blessés et bien malades. Après, occuper les animaux et après, entamer les ordines. Et si vous n'avez pas l'eau, vous savez, ça y est, hand sanitizer et bien alcool pour 30 secondes. Lavez les mains souvent. Ça, c'est une manière pour empêcher maladie. Si vous voulez plus d'informations, priez Bureau Information Santé à numéro 468 53 49.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle en Creole.
Monsieur, Madame, département qui a responsabilité pour l'information au gouvernement Saint-Lucie GIS, à ce depuis télévision nationale PA NTN, qui a posé tout Nouvelle en Creole. Posé tout Primus Hutchinson. Ministère des Affaires, Égalité et Justice sociale qui a préparé pour commencer un projet de participation, tout des assessments, situation, pauvreté, à façon qui a existé à cette liste. C'est une initiative de commission organisation CTP Caribla, OICS, et c'est là à cette liste pour faire préparation pour implémenter le projet là. Projet d'assessment pauvreté, c'est un qui a examiné en qui degré, qui aussi qualité, conditions, ça a existé à cette liste. C'est Banque de développement Caribla, CDB, qui a financé et a conduit commission OICS là. En l'année 2016, la tenu yon pas d'assessment, ça là, qui est fait pour déterminer les conditions moun qui vivent en pays, mais l'année brisée toujours, c'est l'autre fait toujours. Ça c'est assessment pour projet ça là fini entièrement. Récemment, commission a engagé les officiers ministère des Affaires, Égalité et Justice sociale pour te planer et préparer pour commencer opération les autres ces programmes-là, particulièrement assessment de pauvreté. Ce que pour moi, ça c'est Velde Joseph déclaré que assessment ça là, qu'a fait possible pour trouver information c'est un groupe en société, particulièrement selon Madame Joseph, l'initiative ça là, c'est un côté information qui ont découvert qu'il ça poursuit JID, que le ministère qui suivre, regarder situation pauvreté généralement. Ça aussi qui fait possible pour toutes ces initiatives ça là que le ministère qui engagé en ces mois et l'année pour venir, qui a aidé pour réformer en façon pour porter grand bénéfice pour toute qui n'est faiblesse de pauvreté à cette liste. Commission aussi à cela, j'ai promis pour poursuivre tout support technique et puis un consultant qui va assister et identifier ces ressources-là qui sont nécessaires. Ça va faire possible pour établir toute activité qui est pour faite. Les spécialistes des affaires médicales qui ont réfléchi, mais moi, secteur business hotel qui paye Caribla bien bas concernant les risques pour trouver maladie corona. Mais il a averti que pour prendre garde, grande quantité d'informations qui sont sorties sans la vérité, particulièrement sur les médias sociaux. Dr. Lucia agence de santé publique à Caribla CAFA, déclaré que risque pour région Caribla qui a trouvé cas maladie à bas parce que les gens qui ont voyagé pour région ni pour servir plusieurs avions avant d'entrer en Caribla. Mais il y a aussi averti, ça ne veut pas dire que nous pas supposés préparer parce que la maladie ça a changé rapidement. Dr. Inder dit aussi qu'à faire une discussion et puis tous ces Grecs de santé et le ministère de santé pour faire assurer qu'ils ont placé bonne précaution à ces différents la WAD pays à ces régions Caribla. Oui, c'est ça là. Plusieurs pays en Caribla, j'apprends ces précautions qui sont nécessaires et qu'à travailler près et puis organisation secteur privé, association hôtel à Caribla et organisation des affaires touristiques à Caribla pour faire assurer tout hôtel et secteur touriste bien préparé. Alors, appel ça là qu'à continuer pour moun laver la main souvent et rester hot moun qui yo apercevoir puis en risque pour les maladies ça là. En parlant de ça, le département de santé, j'ai un rapport concernant un touriste qui était trouvé en facilité santé pays après il était montré signe des problèmes de respiration. Ça c'est après il était entré en pays cette liste à Boyon Yacht. Le département de santé prend action immédiatement parce qu'il étranger ça là était aussi visité le pays Chine avant ça. Officier de communication du département de santé, Fenel Neptune, n'y a un rapport.
Yo aussi te point sample hot patient là et puis te voyé pour agence pour santé publique la Caraïbe là CAFA pour faire l'examination. À sous mercredi le 12e février, département de santé te recevoir résultat et bay rapport di patient la pas ni maladie coronavirus là. Département de santé vle assurer membre public là commitment yo pour renforcer plan pour préparer et ka aussi ba assurance ki tout système qui marche bien pour assurer yo couper à sous risque là pour maladie coronavirus là à sous population.
C'est comme ça notre bonne nouvelle nous merci mesdames. Je merci autant pour regarder ma une invitation. Je puis moi considérer conserver la vie les gars présenter à l'autre nouvelle en créole. Je souhaite tout le monde qui a célébré Valentine, ça c'est journée de l'amour, l'amoureuse, bonne journée l'amoureuse. Et qu'à présent vous présenter Lucia.
Merci Opil Primus. And here's a look at what's happening to us weather-wise.
Generally, it's cloudy and breezy with a few scattered showers. Winds are blowing from the east near 23 miles per hour or 37 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. The tide for Castries Harbour was low at 2:07 p.m. and will be high again at 8:34 p.m. The tide for Vieux-Fort Bay was low at 3:34 p.m. and will be high again at 9:41 p.m. The sea is locally rough with waves and northerly to northeasterly swells 6 to 9 feet or 1.8 to 2.7 meters. Small craft operators and sea bathers are advised to exercise extreme caution due to brisk winds and rough seas. The Atlantic high pressure system will continue to generate moderate to brisk easterly winds and rough seas around the eastern Caribbean region. Moisture and instability associated with an upper level jet stream, along with an upper level trough, will cause cloudiness and showers over the Lesser Antilles during the next 24 hours. The sun will rise Saturday at 6:27 a.m.
And that brings us to the end of the NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the St. Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Nisha Charles.